Well, you know, this is the character that did fight and win with all her senses gone, so this is nothing. While not exactly the conclusion of Irene versus Erza, it's certainly taking a turn for something that could be a decent end to the conflict or an inducing, head-scratching moment that could backfire on whatever Mashima has in store. While it has a focus to address in the very last moment, it probably leads to an unbelievable scene of a human feat, or maybe there will be a bit more to it, though sadly the former isn't exactly impossible for this series to pull off. If anything, the chapter itself was rather enjoyable to read through. It's mainly all action until the end as the stakes begin to increase, since it's one way to demonstrate the strong will of Erza, for better or worse. The enjoyment comes from the action, which I thought it was handled pretty well. Irene is just fed up with Erza and Wendy's taunts, so lashing out on Erza is her way for comforting. The battle sequences consist dodging, evading, and all around fast-paced action. I was actually entertained. Although the last chapter ended too quickly on the body swamping, it at least contributes this chapter with Irene losing her mind, which leads to her to destroy her cover-up and becomes a full-fledged dragon, basically her true self. Honestly, I was afraid that Erza was going to fight the dragon and win somehow. Fortunately, and none against her, Mashima made sure that the dragon is a force that no one should fight against, especially if one isn't a dragon slayer. So it only takes one hit on Erza and almost all of her bones are fractured. It's a relief to see a dragon remain to be a fearsome threat. I actually thought that Irene would just get beaten in the dragon state and somehow Erza would get hit and still fight like nothing fazed her. You can say the hype for dragons remains strong. It has more added effect that out of all characters, not even the great Erza can avoid the power of a dragon. Irene displayed on how powerful she can really be, since she is a Springer 12 member, by summoning a meteorite. What's with manga and their use of meteorite? Is this like the most powerful attack of them all? Anyway, the great sense of danger is present as Irene has gone too far, all because her pride was shattered. I have to say, the art is really good. More so than the last chapter. There is a good amount of reaction shots from Irene, losing her cool more and more. The action is easy to read, so you know what's taking place. The added effect of Erza screaming is effective. It actually shows how terrifying it is to get hit by a dragon. I found the dragon design pretty neat, even though I still like the hybrid version more, at least with Irene. The way how it was set up by the near end has a lot of going, to see who will save everyone from a meteorite, which had me interested, and then the chapter continues further. There are rare cases that you would wish the chapter ends at a certain point earlier than the original length, so it can leave a stronger impression. Depends on your view. Erza has one arm working fine compared to the other parts. It didn't end with a cliffhanger with a great sense of danger. Rather, it ends with Erza shoots up and her willpower will stop the meteorite. Why? Because she's Erza. Irene couldn't believe it and thinks she will get herself killed easily, which could mean her statement is not going to happen. It's a way of hyping the moment. I can't say I am a fan of this. It would have been better if the chapter left on Erza begging to move as everyone is about to die, leaving us wondering if there's anyone out there to save the day. Instead, it only has, at least for me, scratching head. It all relies on the follow-up because it could either be decent or baffling. I am worried for the latter to happen since this series has history of questionable path in their actions. But maybe, just maybe, something else will happen. The best I can see is Irene stopping the attack instead. It's obvious but far less far-fetched than Broken Erza destroying it. It's an enjoyable chapter that could have been really solid. Have the chapter ended at a cliffhanger with a great sense of danger. Instead, we are more concerned if we're about to see the craziest thing that Erza will pull off. And that's saying a lot. I'm giving this chapter a 7. Could have been higher if it ended at that certain point, but regardless, it is an enjoyable chapter, and hopefully the follow-up will deliver something that is more credible than we are thinking right now. At least what I'm thinking is Erza will actually destroy the meteorite all on her own. I don't even have anything against her, but it's like Mashima continues to overhype or overplaying the character a little bit too far. I understand her likings, but there is a boundaries not to cross. What do you think about this chapter? Do you think Erza is really going to stop the meteorite all on her own. I hope there's going to be a little bit different twist. Even if it is obvious, it is better to do predictable than something out of this world. My thoughts are told. Don't let yours on hold. Leave a comment below. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.